Hi everyone, welcome to Topic 10. Topic 10 is about contemporary application of revenue management in hospitality and tourism related organizations. By the end of this class, you should be able to understand the evolving role of revenue management in hospitality and tourism related organizations, recognizing its significance in optimizing revenue and overall business success. Explore the application of data-driven insights and technological advancements in contemporary revenue management practices, gaining knowledge of how these tools can be effectively utilized to stay competitive and derive revenue growth in the dynamic global market. Analyze the delicate balance between revenue optimization and customer satisfaction, examining the potential consequences of overly aggressive revenue management tactics on brand reputation and customer loyalty, and identify strategies to ensure a positive customer experience while maximizing profitability. So as we come to the end of this term, this topic is a little bit, like putting everything we learned so far together and also showing us the direction that revenue management in the hospitality industry is heading. And a topic we haven't discussed so far are the revenue management systems, right? What are these data-driven technological revenue management systems out there, and what they are and how they are used? And finally, yes, all these techniques exist, but at the end of the day, what matters is what customers think of our revenue management practices, right? So once again, this topic is trying to sort of, wrap up everything we have learned and practiced in this class throughout the semester. So let's take a look at evolution of revenue management. So the first point is about forecasting. When revenue management started in early 1990s in the hotel industry, focus was just trying to forecast the occupancy. Okay, and occupancy, basically you just want to know how many people will be staying in your hotel on a particular day, right? So once you reach 100% occupancy, you are done. Your hotel is going to be full. That was all you were interested in. And when we look at demand, the concept of demand forecasting, remember the definition of unconstrained demand, right? Unconstrained demand is the demand to the hotel in the absence of all hotel restrictions. So what if this hotel had unlimited number of rooms, no rate restrictions, no booking controls? What would be the total demand to the hotel? And understanding unconstrained demand is critical to do proper demand forecasting. And we see now hotel industry has already evolved in this direction, right? Doing just a basic occupancy forecast is not enough anymore. We are looking at demand forecasting. Next is about performance measurement. In the old days, when we want to see if the hotel has performed well or not, we would compare our current performance to the budgeted performance, or we would compare our current performance to forecasted performance. But today, to decide whether revenue management practices have been successful or not, we compare hotels' performance to the competitor set performance, right? So we are looking at market share, we are looking at pricing, and we are looking at RevPAR. Reservations to reservation sales. And when we say reservation sales, we are looking at our upselling efforts and the way we display our rate and price communication information on online travel agency websites. So what is this point on? In the old days, when revenue management started, reservations were just simply to complete the booking, right? If customer wants to reserve a room, they can do it online, they can call the hotel, they can do it through a GDS, they can do it by several different means, basically. But today, when we have these different type of systems, direct and indirect, to help customers book, while we help them to book, at the same time we are trying to sell them more things, right? And upselling and cross-selling are very good examples. As the customer, completes the booking, you ask them, would you like a room with a better view, or would you like a larger room, right? Or would you like to get a spa package with this room? Or would you like to get a F&B voucher with this room, right? Or when we work with online travel agencies, we are going to send them room type, room description, information, and also photos, right? How we select these are very important, so that you are not just using them as channels, but you are using OTAs also sort of as a sales channel as well. Reporting line of revenue management. When revenue management first started, the reporting line was to the front office, right? So this was a very small department reporting to the front office. And in the second generation of revenue management, the reporting line was to sales and marketing director. And I'm not sure if we have discussed this so far, but today, there are still hotels that put revenue managers under director of sales and marketing, and there's a conflict of interest there, right? Because revenue department prices and sales and marketing sells. So if your boss is selling what you price, then this is not right. If the price is not right, you need to tell your boss, hey, we can't give this group the price that you want, because it is not in the best interest of hotels. So this is very difficult to say from a reporting and bureaucracy, power in an organization point of view, right? But today, revenue managers, revenue directors mostly report to general manager, and they hold a position at the same level with director of sales and marketing. In the initial stages of revenue management, the focus was mostly on rate and inventory controls. And when we say rate and inventory control, you are mostly looking at rooms revenue management, right? And this is now shifting towards an overall product pricing. Like, this is very close to the concept of total revenue management, right? So, and the next 2 points are about that as well. So revenue management started as rooms revenue management by, you were looking at optimization of sleeping room inventory with the best prices that people are willing to pay for. So that has shifted towards function-based revenue management. And in function-based revenue management, we are looking at our meeting, event, convention type of space that we have at the hotel. And then this is moving then towards total hotel revenue management, right? In total hotel revenue management, we are looking at all the revenue generating centers of the hotel, including food and beverage, spa, retail space, recreational facilities, everything you are looking at together. And as revenue management systems, revenue management strategy and implementation is getting more and more sophisticated, we are shifting our focus from a top-line revenue management approach to a profitability approach. And when we say profitability, we have also discussed this, right, in performance measurement topic. We are mostly looking at profitability at the GOP, gross operating profit level, right? So when we look at top-line revenue, we can look at metrics like revenue per available room, total revenue per available room, total revenue per available customer, total revenue per available square feet or square meter, to gross operating profit per available room or gross operating profit per available square feet or meter, etc. Right? So we see an overall shift from top-line revenue approach to a profitability approach. In terms of how revenue management is implemented, it used to be very much like, you report the results and you analyze what is happening. Now it is more of part of overall corporate strategy, right? And it is becoming a far more like it's a larger part of organization decision making process, right? And most of the time your revenue management pricing and strategy today is tied to the corporate overall corporate strategy. And technology, which is which is the rest of the topic today, really is a very important part of revenue management. And at the beginning, with limited technology that hotels use, again, beginnings are early 1990s in the hotel industry. The focus was just on room and rate configuration, and today we are looking at connectivity and database management. So what does this mean? In a hotel, you have many different systems, right? Hotels work with, and actually in the next slide I am going to talk about them. It is very important to understand that you need to track customer information, customer journey throughout your hotel, right? As customer eats in your restaurant, uses your spa, parks their car, play tennis in your recreation facilities, uses the club floor, etc., etc., right? You want to follow customer journey throughout the hotel. But sometimes, the technology that is being used to record customer information in different departments of the hotel, they are not connected to each other. In such circumstances, it becomes very difficult to track and monitor customer journey, right? Or it becomes very difficult to calculate things like total lifetime value of the customer, for instance. So connectivity and database management are becoming more and more important today. So now let's take a look at the systems that are relevant to revenue management today. And there are a lot, right? So some of these systems we have talked in this class, throughout different weeks, and some of them we haven't. So let's take a look at what we have talked about and what we have not talked about. So PMS is the property management system, right? This is where all the customer information and booking information is recorded. You have central reservation system. Central reservation system, if you are part of a hotel management, like regional, international hotel management company, then a customer can complete the booking through a central reservation system, and then the central reservation system will send the booking information directly to the property management system. So as I am not in sales and marketing, I have description of what's a sales and catering system and a Salesforce automation system. So Salesforce automation system is something that sales department uses, providing actionable goals and targets for each sales team member. You can record cold calls and lead generation activities. You can store contact information, schedule and track the appointments with the customer, and managing pipeline opportunities and workflows. Whereas, sales and catering system, here is where you put all the booking and customer related information, right, within the sales and catering system of the hotel. Then we have market share reporting. So you use this in the simulation, and we are very much familiar with Smith Travel Research benchmarking report. This one is about that. Then we have RMSs, revenue management systems. Revenue management systems help us to forecast demand, and according to the demand forecast, we price the rooms, right? So this is primarily what a revenue management system does. Then we have GDSs, global distribution systems. So these systems are formed by airlines, for airlines, but hotels also use them today. And basically GDSs connects hotel to a travel agency, okay, not an OTA, regular traditional travel agency. Then we have channel managers and rate shoppers. So channel managers help you to basically distribute your rate information. So to different OTAs that you work with, and there are several companies that provide this this service. And through a channel manager, you are also able to do rate shopping. So rate shopping is, you can identify your competitors, set of hotels, and track their prices throughout different online travel agencies. And POS is a point of sale system, right? You should be able to see this in like every restaurant that you dine in. It is like a basic selling type of system, as well as in grocery stores. They have POS sales system as well. Then we have reputation management. So reputation management is about your value, right? How customers value your hotel. And according to research, if your reputation is better than your comp set, you can charge higher prices and maintain the same demand, right? So your reputation is very important, and this is actually measured by companies out there. So basically, they look at all the social media comments about your hotel, and they put them together and generate a composite score. And this is called reputation index, and reputation index actually can be connected to a revenue management system. Then that can help you, to incorporate reputation management into the pricing decisions. Then we have CRM. CRM is customer relation management. Excuse me. Again, this is a marketing term as well, and we have the definition here. We have customer profiling, including purchasing history, behavior data, demographics, and more. So you can do customer communications tracking, store account data and e-commerce transactions, and track responses to sales and marketing campaigns, and monitoring service and support interactions. So I always thought that it would be in the best interest of the hotel to connect customer relationship management system to a revenue management system. And I have done some research on this topic, and at the time of my research, which was conducted just before COVID, I found that the majority of the hotels do not have, like vast majority actually, their customer relationship management system doesn't talk to their revenue management system, right? And I think this would be really good if we think about the future of revenue management, like personalized revenue management. If you want to give people personalized pricing offerings, then you need to understand customers' history with this hotel, right? And you can understand that from a customer relationship management system. However, today still these systems mostly are not connected to each other. Then we have business intelligence system. So business intelligence system is for the management of the entire hotel, right? So this is very much like indirectly related to revenue management. So you see here the systems that are directly and then indirectly related to revenue management and revenue management team. So now we are going to take a look at revenue management systems that are out there and how they have evolved. So this is prior to the revenue management implementation in revenue management in 1989. So this, by the way, information is coming from IDEAS, and we are going to learn shortly is IDEAS is one of the most popular provider of revenue management systems. So in 1989, hotel industry was doing some kind of demand forecasting and length of stay controls, but they were very basics. And in 2000, so I say, in 1990s is the start of revenue management systems. But really in 2000s, the concept of hotel yield management started. Again, the concept of yield and yield management is coming from airline industry, right? This later turned from the concept turned from room yield management to room revenue management. And also dynamic pricing and competitor rate shopping started in 2000s, and today we are looking at big data and analytics, reputation impacted pricing, and meetings and events revenue management. So, what are the most popular revenue management systems that are out there? Some hotels have their own revenue management systems. Marriott was the first company in the hotel industry that invested in a revenue management system and developed it by themselves. And today, still they are using their own revenue management system. Hyatt also has their own revenue management system, but recently they made a strategic decision to switch from their own system to Idea's revenue management system. While there are many companies, small and big size, in different parts of the world that provide revenue management systems to the hotels, there are three very popular ones, okay, that are considered as the main players, the biggest players in revenue management in the hotel industry. And the first company we are going to take a look at is Ideas. Ideas is also, I think, among the first companies that got into this market and developed a revenue management system. And they are the ones that came up with BAR, Best Available Rate pricing policy, and incorporated demand-based pricing and Best Available Rate pricing into a revenue management system. And besides being the first, Ideas is also the most popular provider of a revenue management system. Many hotels all around the world use Ideas, okay, and continue using Ideas. And second most popular company is Duetto. Duetto is a much newer company, and they are the ones that coined the concept of open pricing. Okay, and open pricing, remember, is sort of a contrast to bar pricing, right? In bar pricing, you have predetermined price levels, and you just, open and close different rate categories based on forecast demand. That is bar pricing. Whereas in open pricing, there are no predetermined rate categories. All the prices are open. You can basically charge whatever you want based on forecasted demand. Okay, that's why we have the term open pricing. Then another system that is mainly popular in Europe is called EasyRMS. EasyRMS, in its function, it is very similar to Ideas, but it is cheaper than Ideas. So let's take a brief look at these systems. Just here, this is not really a comparison, but just let's take a look at how the logos and the companies themselves look like. So you see Ideas, very old company. And when I say very old, this is in the context of hotel revenue management, right? Revenue management started really in 1990s in hotel industry, and Ideas was founded on 1989. And this is how they define themselves. Idea's mission is to be your innovative revenue management and optimization partner, bringing clarity and control to your journey to success. Having established itself at the forefront of hotel revenue management solutions, Ideas is relentless about finding ways to provide hoteliers sharper, faster, more insightful ways of looking at their data. If knowledge is power, at its core, Ideas is about giving its clients more control over their destiny. Then we have Duetto. This is a very new company, only about 11 years old, founded in 2012. Duetto provides dynamic, intelligent revenue strategy solutions to the world's leading hotels, allowing them to maximize profits through superior actionable data to better manage pricing, revenue, and business mix decisions. Leveraging a cutting-edge cloud-based architecture combined with a future-rich product set, the unparalleled expertise in revenue strategy, Duetto transforms the way hotels price and sells rooms. So let's take a look at how Ideas present themselves.
As a hotel revenue leader, you don't have all day to collect and organize data. You need insights at your fingertips to be able to build smarter strategies by analyzing and making the right decisions in real time for a single property or multiple properties. Ideas Optics for G3 RMS supports data-driven decision-making and getting buy-in for your strategy by telling an effective story with visualizations. As an advanced revenue intelligence solution, Optics empowers hotel leaders and revenue managers to intelligently and quickly explore, investigate, and focus on revenue-impacting insights hidden within data. Start your morning on the right foot by knowing what has picked up since last week and understand the big picture commercial outlook for your organization. You'll gain instant access to rolled up data for property groups and easily compare any way you need. Analyze performance against budget, the G3 RMS forecast, or other properties to spot the lowest and highest performers and know where and how to spend your time. Investigate and identify problem areas by quickly analyzing what's on the books, what's expected to materialize against G3's forecast and your forecast, and what you budgeted. As you view key performance indicators across multiple dimensions, you'll gain helpful insights into all segments, including contracted business, allowing you to more effectively negotiate with companies and wholesalers. Focus and dive into deeper analysis of your data using tools and custom reports. Users can pivot and view data in new and unique ways, build and reuse reports and templates, and save time sharing reports with one click. Collaboration across your commercial teams will increase with easier access to the same information and unifying everyone around common goals. With Ideas Optics, you'll have the insights you need to make informed decisions when they're needed most. That's intelligence powered by revenue science like never before.
So this is it for Ideas Revenue Management Systems. They are now purchased by SAS. SAS is also, a statistics and data analytics company. And because, we didn't get a chance in this class to take a look at an actual revenue management system, I think this presentation is interesting to see what their revenue management system actually looks like. So now we are going to take a look at another company, EasyRMS. Let's see how they are presenting and marketing themselves.
Infor EasyRMS Hospitality Revenue Management Software delivers strategic decisions and data analytics that can help your organization increase profits and grow market share. This comprehensive analytics suite supports total hotel revenue strategies for corporate clients, group business, or distribution partners. It provides recommendations that optimize a variety of revenue channels, including the sale of specific function space in combination with specific room types. The Infor EasyRMS mobile app tracks KPIs such as occupancy, room revenue, and total revenue. You can review stats for any day or see projections and predictions for future dates, all within the app. You can also view price recommendations, and you'll have the option of accepting or modifying those rates before applying. Select from the library of pre-built reports, or build custom reports using wide-ranging measures of available data. Revenue managers responsible for multiple properties or regions can see a single consolidated portfolio overview or drill down to view details about specific hotels or revenue channels. EasyRMS uses dynamic algorithms and deep learning to forecast demand and recommend best daily rate by room. Rate recommendations consider time of year, overselling strategy to deploy, length of stay restrictions to apply, and more. You can define your bar grid or value pricing strategy according to your preferred business model. The solution's actionable analytics drives strategic optimization of segmentation and client mix, distribution channels, group requests, and function space. A proven cloud application, Infor EasyRMS is accessible from any workstation, tablet, or mobile device. Its cloud infrastructure and regional data centers are managed by Infor in partnership with leaders in the field of cloud operations, ensuring best practice protocols in application, network, physical, and operations security. Built to modernize your technology infrastructure, Infor Easy RMS delivers deep analysis and optimal recommendations to help secure the most profitable business for your hotels.
So this is Easy RMS, and they are owned by Infor. So a couple of highlights from the two presentations that we have seen so far from Easy RMS and Ideas. All these softwares are cloud-based. Okay, nothing is installed in the computers anymore. Everything you see, all the technologies actually are cloud-based. And what you should have also hopefully get from these two presentations is that these systems are using very complex algorithms. Okay, they are using AI, machine learning, data analytics, big data analytics to process data. But if you ask anyone, including the marketing managers of Easy RMS, Duetto, and Ideas, how your revenue management forecasting works, nobody knows. Okay, all these systems are actually called black boxes. And there are two sides to it, because first of all, this is companies very much like private important information, right? They don't want to share it with everybody because somebody can try to copy you, and you don't want that. So you don't want to disclose too much about your algorithm and your software. But at the same time, revenue managers need to understand how the system works, right? To make some decisions. So there's a fine line in between hiding how the system works completely, or completely disclosing how the system works so that other people can copy you. But at the moment, as we speak, revenue management systems are still seen as black boxes. Okay, revenue managers of the hotels that use these systems, and marketing managers that work for these revenue management systems such as Ideas and Easy RMS, they themselves don't understand how the forecasting algorithm of the system works. But this is sad, but unfortunately, that is the case. Sorry. Now we are going to take a look at Duetto. So Duetto is considered a newcomer to revenue management system world. And this case study I would like to talk about is sort of, represents the time where we officially moved on from classical revenue management to contemporary revenue management, and I'm going to explain you why. So this is a very interesting company. They were formed sort of, by founders that were friends as hoteliers, and they were already doing revenue management for casinos. And then they realized the revenue management systems that are out there, they are not really, optimized, and they try to do something different. And this was like fresh new sort of, breath in revenue management system world. And the company again was founded in 2012. And when I lived and worked in Hong Kong, I have had the chance to meet with the founders. They are very smart young people, and they had a very flat, organization. It is very much like, like the .com type of companies. Everybody in jeans and hoodies, very down to earth, very personable. And I was in a revenue strategy panel with them even, and I could totally see their vision and what they brought to the revenue management world. So this case study I'm going to talk about here shortly. It is a Harvard Business Review case study, and I have only recommended it as a reading because it's not free, but I will provide a bird-eyed overview of this case and what it is about. So let's jump in. So here we have a quick, like an overview of revenue management systems. And we know the oldest one is IDEAS, and IDEAS is now owned by SAS. And at this point, in 2014, we look at about 9 years ago, they manage 1 million rooms. And we have Rainmaker. This is a smaller type of revenue management software provider. At that time they manage 155 properties. EasyRMS is out of UK, and again, like I said, EasyRMS is popular in Europe. They are owned by Infor, and they manage about 1,200 properties at this point. And there's Price Match out of France. Again, this is another system popular in Europe, managed. They manage about 1,000 properties. And then at this moment, when Duetto came into the marketplace, we are talking about, again, like 2012, around that period. This was the time when, in the hotel distribution landscape, the major players were OTAs, social media platforms, search engines, planning and review sites, and GDSs and travel agencies, right? All these represent intermediaries between consumers and hotel brands. And in this case study, there's a comparison between traditional revenue management systems and modern revenue management systems. So when we say traditional revenue management systems, and again, source here are the company documents, so they can be a little biased. Traditional revenue management systems are seen as older revenue management systems, such as IDEAS at that point in time. And modern revenue management systems is what, they see themselves as. Okay, so in traditional revenue management systems, you have best available rate pricing, bar pricing, and in modern revenue management systems, you have dynamic pricing. And again, Duetto is the company that coined the term open pricing, right? So they are against tiered pricing approach that was proposed by IDEAS. And they see traditional revenue management systems which increased occupancy as primary goal, and modern revenue management systems, the shift is there from occupancy and revenue towards profitability, so increased profit as the primary goal. In traditional revenue management systems, you have partial manual or partial automation of pricing recommendations, and in modern revenue management systems, they are completely automatic pricing recommendations. In traditional revenue management systems, revenue management has seen as a silo. So silo means like a standalone operating department. Okay, that is not so much interrelated and connected to other departments. You're a standalone operating team. Versus in modern revenue management systems, revenue management is very much integrated with marketing and sales activities. And throughout this lecture, I try to explain you the importance of this, right? For revenue management to work, you really need to cooperate and work hand in hand with your sales and marketing team. In traditional revenue management systems, you have manual propagation of rates to online channels, and in modern revenue management systems, everything is automated in channel management and optimization. And in traditional revenue management systems, revenue management is for rooms only, and in modern revenue management systems, revenue management should be applied to all revenue streams. So even today, today we are in 2023, at the time of the recording, there are no revenue management systems that can do total revenue management. Okay, I said this when I was teaching this class 15 years ago. There was nothing, and 15-16 years later there is still nothing. But I hope this is going to change in near future. But at the same time, you should understand this is very challenging, right? Because when you look at a function space revenue management or spa revenue management, restaurant revenue management, you have completely different variables, cost items, and different considerations, right? So how do you possibly put all of them together to implement total revenue management? This is still very, very challenging. So anyway, let's go back to the case. So here we see an example of bar pricing decision. So according to the occupancy forecast, demand forecast, better with demand forecast, your revenue manager is going to decide the bar rate of that day, best available rate of the day. Remember when I introduced you the concept of bar pricing, I said this is your lowest publicly available rate for a standard room, and it doesn't include breakfast or anything else. And I also said best available rate sets the basis of all other rates in your hotel. Okay, and we see how this works. So let's say your bar rate is $100. Okay, and you have room type modifiers here. You have double bed, king bed, and suite. So this means your bar rate for a double bedroom is $100, and your bar rate for a king bedroom is $150, and your bar rate for a suite room is $200. Okay, so what you do, you set your bar rate, and you have room type modifiers and you have price modifiers that are based on your bar rate. So after you identify your bar rate based on room type and price modifiers, all other rates are determined automatically. Okay, so let's continue to this example. So we have price modifiers. So let's say our bar rate is still 100. Then your discount rate becomes $90. Your promotion rate becomes $80, and your corporate rate becomes $75. Okay, and how does this work? After you get your bar rate, you have room type modifiers. Then you are looking at, are you at capacity? Is your hotel full? If you are not full, then you can give some discount, right, with your price modifiers. So this is how bar pricing decision works. And through this example, in Duetto case study, they were showing how this is not price optimization, right? You are not really looking at the demand for your double bedroom, king bedroom, or suite room. You don't know the demand for particular room types, or you don't know what is the demand for a discounted room versus promotion room versus room for your corporate clients, right? You don't know the demand. You just know the overall demand, and based on overall demand, you identify the best rate, and your room types and price modifiers are based on your bar rate. And what Duetto was saying is doing the pricing this way is not really optimized. And they are correct, because you are deciding your rate for your room types and your discount rates based on the bar rate. So according to Duetto, you can to do price optimization, you should be calculating demand for a specific type of room. For example, you can look at the demand for your club floor rooms, or demand for your sea view versus city view rooms, right? Or the demand for the discount type of rooms. These should be calculated separately, and they should be independent of each other, okay? So that you can do proper price optimization. This was the recommendation from Duetto. So at the very beginning of their initiation, how does Duetto revenue management system looks like? So let's take a look at the sources, okay? There are internal sources and there are external sources. So sources, they are called DDS, digital data streams. So we have hotel digital data streams and external digital data streams. So hotels digital data streams include property management system, PMS, sales and catering, and point of sale POS system. So at this time, in 2012 to 2014, Duetto was the first company that introduced external digital data streams, okay? So they are the first one that considered air travel and weather data and review data into their forecasting algorithm. Okay, so what is the point of using big data analytics here? For example, air travel. By looking at air travel, they said that you can actually calculate the demand to a destination, and demand to a destination has an impact on demand to the hotel itself, right? Or weather data. Weather data is especially important for like resort type of destinations, right? If the weather is going to be nice, if you will have less typhoons, less rain, then the destination is going to be, resort destination is going to be more favorable, right? So they were able to incorporate these, two pieces of big data analytics into their forecasting algorithm. Then prices, and when you say prices, these companies, these 4 companies you see here, RateGain, RateTiger, TravelClick, and RevCaster. So you can actually do rate shopping with these service providers, right? You can do rate shopping, and rate shopping means you are able to track competitors' prices, and competitors' prices then can be incorporated into revenue management system, right? So by looking at, tracking, and seeing competitors' prices, you can actually change your rates within your revenue management systems. And then also Review Pro. Okay, Review Pro is a company that does reputation management. So Review Pro looks at your social media comments all over, across all social media available, and then they can give you sort of a reputation score, and this can be incorporated also into your revenue management system. And the idea is, higher reputation you have, higher prices you can charge. And of course, we have Smith Travel Research benchmarking data is also incorporated into revenue management systems. So then these digital data streams are then, uploaded into Duetto system. Here, I'm not a technology expert, so I don't know exactly what is happening in the data warehouse. Your revenue management algorithm is there, right? System is processing this data and doing the analysis. And based on the analysis, system, completes the forecast and does price recommendation. And here we have business rules, and I have a page to show you what sample business rules look like, because here, with Duetto's revenue management system, you have open pricing, right? So the prices are not tiered, right? Just like best available rate pricing. Therefore, to still give the control to revenue manager can do some business rules, right? And if the company wishes to do so, a hotel company, they can still use room type modifiers and price modifiers in the system. And then you disseminate this information to your different distribution channels, including central reservation system, digital agencies, OTAs, channel managers, and management apps, and then prices are visible to the customers this way. So again, here I want you to understand the sources that are used as data. And remember that Duetto was the first company that started using big data analytics. But today, when we look at other players, like the biggest player in RMS world, Ideas, they are also using AI, machine learning, and big data analytics in their revenue management systems. So let's take a look at what business rules look like. So this is an example. So this is one version of Duetto Edge. And you see here, you have a calendar on the left. So calendar is showing you demand is occupancy. This is the forecasted occupancy. Okay, and you have some alerts, etc. And they disguise the hotel information here. Let's take a look at pricing rules. You can configure pricing rules to your specific needs and market. Rules that are higher in the list will override rules that are lower. To make a rule higher priority than another, drag and drop it higher up in the rules list. So some examples. For example, you want to do for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday transient pricing, higher and greater market average plus 8%. okay? And this rule starts when demand occupancy is more than 50%. So when this happens, you will see transient pricing automatically changed on these weekdays. And then you have a different rule for the weekend. And then you have a different rule when the market average is under 50%. And then you have different rules for loyalty ceiling, loyalty 50%, lodge web ceiling, lodge web 10%, or AAA. So these are different, different companies that this hotel are working with. So this is what sample rules look like, and these rules are all decided by the company that is using the revenue management system. So in a snapshot, this is what Duetto revenue management system look like at the beginning of their initiation. But of course, they have newer type of, modules, new type of software. Over the years, they continue modifying their business model and their algorithms. At the beginning of this lecture, I have shared with you the systems today, right? So if you found that overwhelming, take a look at this page. This page is very overwhelming. Even to me, I am somebody that is living in revenue management world for the past 20 years. Here, we are able to see in the context of revenue management, operations, marketing, and guest experience, the topics, and then the providers. So for example, under revenue management, I have introduced you Duetto, Ideas, and Infor, right? Infor owns EasyRMS. But apart from that, look at all the other companies that provide revenue management system of some sort. Then we talked about channel managers. So channel managers are useful for you to communicate your rate information to different distribution channels, right? Look at, again, very overwhelming, all the providers there. But from that list, the most popular ones are SiteMinder, Hotel Runner, and Rate Tiger. Then we have rate shopping and market intelligence. So here where you follow your competitors' rates, okay? And your competitors' rates also can be incorporated into the revenue management system, right? And revenue management forecasting module. So for that, we have, again, many providers, but I think the most popular ones are SiteMinder, RateGain, and Rate Tiger. And for central reservation systems, again, we see a bunch of companies there as well. Then we have parity management. So parity management is about rate parity. Now, do you want to ensure that you have same rates across all distribution channels, right? You can actually monitor this from these websites. And Triptease is an interesting one because Triptease, you can make the rates on OTAs visible to your customers on your hotel website at the time of the booking. So this is interesting business model. Then we have business intelligence systems. Again, you see some of the names are repeated, right? Some companies have multiple solutions. And then we have upselling. And in upselling, we're talking about mostly online upselling. So here, the most popular companies from the list are Oki, Upsell Guru, and Senden. Apart from this, there are many systems, right? So our PMS, property management system, is connected to revenue management system. What else can be connected to revenue management system that are not, right? You can possibly have guest feedback and surveys. Review Pro, for example. The Review Pro is the most well-known website in terms of guest feedback and surveys, and Review Pro, as we have seen in Duetto case study, has connection to revenue management systems, right? And within the operations, we have other parts that are not so much related to revenue management, like staff collaboration tools, housekeeping and engineering, finance and accounting, meetings and events. At the moment, they are not connected to revenue management. F&B is also not. Labor management, payments, and fraud are also not. Um, in marketing, we have a lot of things that are related to revenue management, right? We said now revenue management and sales and marketing, they are not working as silos. These departments are very much interrelated to each other, and they are becoming closer and closer to the point where they have to work together and strategize on a daily basis, right? We have booking engines, reputation management. Again, reputation management sites are also part of revenue management systems, right? They should be communicating with revenue management system so that you can price according to your value using the information and statistics you get from your reputation management website. Then you have hotel website. Direct booking tools, of course, are very important in the revenue management context in terms of, management of distribution channels. And we had a short conversation about hotel CRM and loyalty. Not so much loyalty, but hotel CRM. Most customer relationship management systems are standalone and they don't communicate with revenue management, but it would really have been better if they did communicate with each other. Then we have meta search, ad tag, and website live chat and chatbots. Then we have guest experience. Guest experience in this context is much less related to revenue management. But again, quite overwhelming when you look at all these providers together. So then, what's my point here? There are so many systems, right? So many systems to choose from, and you need technology. You need to use big data. You need some system that can help you with big data analytics, right? And big data analytics today mostly is done through machine learning, which many of these websites that we saw on the previous page already use. But just to bring everything to a revenue management perspective here, there are so many systems. So what does really matter here? What is so important here? And everybody might have a different answer to this question. I will only share with you my point of view, okay? So I think the first important point is seamless connectivity among those different systems so that we can monitor customers' journey with your company from the time of the booking to after checkout, right? This is so important to be able to get each customer touch point and connect all of these touch points. But this is very difficult to do because most of these systems do not communicate with each other, right? Something as basic as customer relationship management and your revenue management system not necessarily communicating with each other. So in my mind, one of the most important things is seamless connectivity. And the second one is data quality. If you have learned something about forecasting, in my mind, the most important lesson is garbage in, garbage out, right? The quality of the data that you use for forecasting purposes is extremely important. You can have the best algorithm, best machine learning algorithm and best team that does data analytics for you, whatever. But if the data quality is not good, the system recommendation is not going to be useful. Okay, so data standards and data quality, in my mind, is the second most important thing. And also, while we work with technology and we make revenue optimization decisions, we should always think about this balance between revenue optimization and customer satisfaction. So here are 3 points that I would like you to remember and to take away with you as you complete this class. Striking the right balance between revenue optimization and customer satisfaction is crucial for long-term business success. And remember, when you do revenue management today, revenue management is part of corporate strategy. And when we talk about strategy, we are talking about long-term. And when we give revenue management decisions, we have to think of the best interest of the company in the long term. Okay, some pricing decisions might be in your best interest in the short term, but not in your best interest in the long run. So be very mindful about this. 2, Of overemphasizing revenue optimization at the expense of customer satisfaction can lead to negative customer perceptions and decrease loyalty. Again, you know, this is also something that is very short-sighted, right? So you can be very aggressive with your pricing and, you know, do very well in the short run, you know, do much better than your comp set in your RevPAR, and bravo to you. But if in the long run, if you upset your customers, they complain about you on social media, and that affect your reputation and hence your values affected, then this is a very bad thing to do, right? So keep this in mind. Number 3, prioritizing customer satisfaction while optimizing revenue ensures a positive brand reputation and fosters repeat business. Yes. So as we make decisions in revenue management realm, on the other side of our head, we should always ask this question: how will my customers perceive this decision? Okay, is this fair for my customers? Am I able to explain my customers why I'm pricing this way, or why I'm communicating the price information this way? Remember, rate integrity is very, very important. So these are my takeaways.